Welcome back. You are with us on Closing Bell, and the market continues to be lackluster when it comes to the indices today. Very, very flat out there, but it's all about individual stocks. Ambrish, what is your take on this massive move in metals? I mean, we've seen it pretty much across the board. Even if it's a momentum play, would you back any stock right now?
I mean, the way I see it is it's more of a momentum play for the time being. And whether you talk of steel or whether you talk of aluminum, I think both of them are clearly in an uptrend. So from that point of view, in the shorter term, I would surely play stocks like Hindalco, Nalco, Vedanta to a certain extent. I mean, despite the buyback and delisting, I mean, I expect that stock to go to about 135 to 150 levels in the next couple of days. So basically, I mean, these are the stocks which I would play, and as well as Tata Steel and Tata Steel Long. I think these are the couple of stocks which I would play from the next 1 week, 10 days point of view.
Okay, that's some picks that Ambrish has at this point in time. Just look at a stock like Concor once, Container Corporation, showing some signs of a bottom formation. Remember, the results were bad. Previously, the stock had fallen quite a bit. Of course, there's always this divestment trigger which keeps the stock happy. But Ms. Tulsian, of course, there was a time when it was very expensive, but it's fallen quite a bit now. At 377, is it now giving a re-entry opportunity, Container Corporation?
Anuj, in fact, the bad Q1 numbers in the last 2 or 3 days in this week itself has made it fall by about maybe 15, 16, 17%. And this is exactly making an excellent entry point. And yes, you are right, the divestment theme is going to be the next trigger. A while back, you have talked with Amrish about the BHEL. In fact, BHEL could also come on the divestment radar, apart from their own expertise or maybe the supremacy seen in the turbine, boiler and generator space. So I think that yes, Concor is holding, and the strategic induction of a strategic investor for 26, 27, 28% can vastly re-rate the whole this thing, and the dedicated freight door corridors which are seen coming in will also be having good positive effect on Concor. And the way the land agreements have all been changed by the government in the recent past paves the way for inducting a strategic investor very quickly. So yes, I think that next divestment theme could be looked into from the government, and in fact some of the stocks should be looked into. Just a reference point or maybe just a peripheral reference of that as well on the steel sector. Now if you see the ferrous metal, in fact Steel Authority, why Steel Authority cannot get divested by the government as well? 75% stake, market cap is some 15, 16, 17,000 crore, even if you add the EV of 40,000 crore. And if that is also put on the block, which is not seen to be a strategic nature, that can also fetch very good value. So I think if one has to really take a call on the theme going forward, this divestment theme, apart from the defense, which I have recommended, in fact, 45 days or a couple of months back, that defense would be a next theme. This divestment could be the next trigger. And based on that theme, Steel Authority, BHEL, Hindustan Copper, Concor, BPCL can definitely be looked into. Though the BPCL date has been pushed ahead, and people are apprehending that it may not happen in this financial year. And maybe continuing with this thing, maybe Hindustan Zinc, the residual stake sale of 29.5% by the government, could also be on the card. So yes, the divestment theme or stake sale theme could be a big trigger scene for all these stocks.
Look at that. If you're talking about examples of stocks discounting the future, look at Shoppers Stop. There's a loss for the first quarter, but who cares? I mean, it's known. It's perhaps already well in the price. 8% up on Shoppers Stop as the company reports a net profit loss and an EBITDA loss. But it's moved on. It's really moved on to the unlocked trade. Let's focus on one more stock before we thank Mr. Tulsian. United Breweries, not that because we're getting closer to the weekend, but because the company is going to be reporting its first quarter performance. Nupur is here. Nupur, give us a heads up.
Well, Surabhi, it will be a weak quarter due to lockdown and no on-premise channel sales during the quarter. Volumes are expected to decline sharply by around 70%, but some support will come on benign raw material prices. On that, CNBC TV 18 poll suggests revenues down 68%, company to report operating loss of 87 crores and net loss of around 162 crores. But as we know now, lockdown has eased, so management commentary will be important on demand as well as on outlook for FY21. But remember, stock is down 43% from its 52-week high levels, trades at 29 times FY23 expected earnings, slightly premium when compared to its peer, but all in all, weak quarter is expected. Back to you.
Okay, weak quarter is expected. Mr. Tulsian, any thoughts on United Breweries as a stock?
So, you have United Breweries is the largest beer maker in the country. They have a market share of, I think, 53, 54, 55%. And the best time for the beer makers are the June quarter, the scorching heat along with the soft drinks and all that. And if they have lost that June quarter, if you see by their numbers, the June quarter is always seen to be the best. And apart from that, the valuations are seen to be quite expensive on the FMCG front. In fact, amongst the United Breweries and United Spirit, in fact, always United Breweries has ruled at a rich valuation on a P multiple basis also. So if you have, I think your weight will be quite high. Maybe, as I've said, that monsoon and the winter, we are generally seeing the dull quarter for the products. And I don't know how the things will really be picking up from here on. So no point in taking a call on such sectors where you don't have the growth visibility, at least for next couple of quarters.
Okay, by the way, just waiting for Grasim's numbers. Grasim's numbers will be flashing on the screen. Now remember, Grasim consolidates the numbers of its entities like Ultratech. So, and a lot of these numbers are already out. But I'm just looking at the consolidated number for Grasim as 620 crores. 620 crores of net profit, I think. Is what we have compared to 1859 crores for the same quarter previous year on the consolidated basis. We will of course flash. Mr. Tulsian, you wouldn't have looked at the numbers, but before we let you go, any thoughts on Grasim as a stock?
See, Anuj, I think it will be correct to see the standalone numbers of Grasim, and in fact, the standalone numbers includes the viscose staple fiber and the chlor-alkali industry, the caustic soda. And we all know that the chlor-alkali industry has done very badly, in fact, for this quarter, whether you take the results of Gujarat Alkali. So I don't think that they must have performed very well on the chlor-alkalis or maybe on the caustic soda division. Even viscose staple fiber division may not have performed quite well. So yes, the standalone numbers, there is no point in referring the consolidated numbers in which includes the AB Capital and the Ultratech, because Ultratech came out with a very good number. So I don't think that the things will really be cheering the market very much because of the caustic soda division performing not well on a standalone basis in the first quarter.
Alone is